Good morning and welcome to New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen. I am Deborah Joy with Dr. Dave Allen along with our guest, and we are delighted to be in your company as we take you through another segment of New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen. Of course, New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen was designed to encourage and provide us into new ways of thinking, responding, and interrelating that will lift us to higher levels of being, taking us further into our evolution towards perfection. Last week's program, we highlighted part 1 of Girls Gone Wild, where we addressed the issue of indiscipline and school violence committed by young girls. This week, we were supposed to continue with part 2 of the program's Girls Gone Wild. However, it's Father's Day, and we just could not miss the opportunity to dedicate this morning's program in honor and recognition of fathers. So we want to take this opportunity to say Happy Father's Day to all fathers in Trinidad and Tobago, fathers that are viewing on CNC3 in the Caribbean and in every part around the globe. And this morning, we will converse a bit about the role of fathers and how it has evolved in the 21st century. Dr. Allen, good morning.
Morning, Deborah Joy. Morning to all the viewers.
I want to take this opportunity again to thank you so much for being on the program, and we always look forward to your profound wisdom. And I want to introduce our guests, and I'm looking at, of course, you're probably looking and you're seeing that we have one particular guest in the studio this morning who is no stranger. But I'm going to start off with the beautiful lady on my right. Joining us in the studio today is the beautiful, poised, and elegant Leander Allen Meister. Leander holds a master in business administration. She is an entrepreneur, owner of several businesses, and she is currently pursuing her bachelor's in law. We also have in the studio, as I just said, a gentleman who is no stranger to television. He has been a television personality and presenter on mainstream television for several years. He has taken his show Crime Watch to its zenith and continues to have a large following, both local and international. Of course, it's Mr. Crime Watch himself, Ian Allen.
Hi, Debbie. What's up?
Ian, welcome to the program.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And Leander, it is so great to have you on the program. Well, and if time permits, we're going to have perhaps maybe we also wanted to hear from Leandra Dana Allen. Of course, she's not in the country, she's abroad. But if time permits, maybe we can work a video conference so where she can be a part of this program. But we want to pose the first question to Dr. Dave Allen. Dr. Allen, being the caliber of man that you are, you were a senior manager for many years in one of the largest industries in Trinidad and Tobago. You founded the Flaming Word Ministry almost 38 years ago. You are the president and chief executive officer of that particular ministry, which spans over 800 members. You are a spiritual leader, a bishop, a prophet. You are sought after by many organizations as a financial consultant and a financial guru. You are the vice chairman of the Interreligious Organization and Security and Safety Agency, both under the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. You are a consultant for the Felicity Businessmen Association. You've been championing the fight against many social ills and issues on many fronts locally, regionally, and internationally. Looking at your extensive bio and enormous achievements, I know that the apple could not have fallen far from the tree, and in my mind, I can already see a vivid picture of your father. Your father, Mitchell Allen, was a police officer who later enlisted with the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. What was your relationship with your father, and how has he impacted your life to such magnitude that you have achieved this much success?
Well, of course, that's a very important question because, the Bible says, and I'm using the Bible in this thing, that there are many, you could have tens of thousands of instructors and people who influence your life, but not many fathers, because the role of a father is what really brings out the best in the children, and not instructors, because people try to influence people into all different ways, and we see a society today where, we have so many dysfunctional people. We have so many social ills, and the ills are happening by people. And the fact that ills and crime and violence and corruption or whatever that is making a world that could be a great world become so very dysfunctional is because of fathers. These fathers would put good qualities and good moral and substance in people. Those that are leading the nation, those that are following at FDU, all the workers, people, employees, everything. We'd have a highly evolved society. So it goes back to the father, and that's very important. And I would say something that my dad, when I was born, I born seeing my dad was a police officer. And he became a Coast Guard because after he went to the Marine branch, and from the Marine branch, he was one of the first Coast Guard. If you go to the Coast Guard Museum, his name is enshrined there in that museum as one of the first Coast Guard when the Coast Guard was instituted in Trinidad and Tobago in 1962. And one of the things is that being the son of a police officer and being the son of a military man, it brought discipline in my life, and it created something to always be a law-abiding citizen. That I could safely say, up to this point, without contradiction, that I've never knowingly and willfully broken the laws of the land. Why, as a young man and while growing up, I've never done that. I've never practiced those kinds of things because my dad influenced my life. And even today, although my dad has gone on since 1992, every action that I take and every time that I go to do something, I would say, would my father approve of my moral and spiritual or whatever this action? Would he, because he stood for something. There's never a record of my father being involved in anything that is evil. In fact, he received posthumous awards for defending this country in the 1970 revolution, right? He defended this country. The record is there that he definitely took down the Union Jack, right? Yeah. And it's alleged, it's alleged, and it's still there because it still needs to be corrected. The president of Trinidad and Tobago had said that he would look into that and see if he could correct history, that it was said that he was the person who lifted the flag, but that's still in out there, so I don't want to get into that. But he influenced my life.
I think if that is the case, I think that history needs to be corrected, if that is the case.
Well, I think we could do that at independence, right? But what I'm saying is that is what brought me and guided me throughout my life to be a law-abiding citizen and to develop qualities. You have to look at the area that I've gone into. I could have chosen a lot of different things. I'm a manager, I'm a doctor, I'm a fellow, I'm a lot of different things, and a lot of things I could have involved myself in. But you notice that I kept the spiritual part touching the lives of thousands, and even Ian himself too, who would come out of that lineage. He's fighting against crime, so you can see where the police and even Leander has married to Inspector Wayne Meister. You see, there's something there that's trying to keep us in a way and trying to affect that in a positive way.
So would you say that the family, the Allen family, would you say that the divine calling is to perhaps maybe deal with injustices and make Trinidad and Tobago a better nation? And I'm going to go to Ian with that in a while.
Well, definitely, Ms. Joy. I mean, I'm not going to stand here and boast of perfect family, Yes. I mean, it's not but we try.
Just like every family.
We try. We have to deal with our own issues. We have to deal with our own, all the different dramas in our own life. But we try to navigate that in such a way that it can be positive. And it's always about assisting others. If you look at what we have done throughout my parents and what we have handed down and what is going down, what is redundant to the other generation is that they're involved in kind of thing that is towards people, helping people. And I think that's a good point to bring in Ian there.
Yeah, because Ian, one of the things I admire about you have faced extreme adversity
and challenges.
I mean, one of the things that I admire about you is the fact that you're very persistent, you're very determined. What you would say, because your father would be championing the fight against many social ills, and he will do that through his spiritual organization, Flaming With Ministry, and other community-based organizations he will partner with. You have chosen to go on the media, and you've chosen to fight and to champion the fight in a different way. In what way his life has impacted on yours?
If I should, Debbie, if I should really start, it will take me hours, it will take me days, it will take me years to tell you how my father has impacted me. But he brought up a very good point when he said how his father started off.
Right.
And I could distinctly recall my grandfather. And we must understand that children live what they see.
What they see.
I have never seen my father, knowing my father in the sugar industry, knowing my father at one time was in charge of traffic and whatnot. Am I right? A traffic department, and held all these key positions in the sugar industry and whatnot. You realize his name never called in a racket. Never called in a racket. And believe me, I would have known. I would have known if his name ever surfaced. You understand? Maybe if it surfaced 20 years. But every time that I meet someone, up to a couple of weeks ago, I met a very important figure who said the person knew you and he worked with you and whatnot. And he said, Mr. Allen Jr., I can remember Mr. Allen Sr. Not a day that man ever did anything under the carpet. And likewise, that is where I learned it from. I can never say, well, I saw my father put a card. I saw my father did a wrong thing, take a bribe to make sure this contract was awarded. No. Not this man. You understand? And sometimes, you see, that is why we are so blessed, because the Bible says that God is He's in the generation of the righteous.
Right.
It passes on. The generation, his generation, then his grandfather's generation, his father taught him, well, be disciplined, do anything, call me whenever you're in trouble, but don't ever call me when you steal something. And that is the same thing he told me.
And I know,
that is the same thing he told me.
And I think your father would have said that similar.
Am I right?
Definitely.
Am I right?
That's
the guided principle. Yeah. That is the guided principle. And, I am.
Or drugs, eh?
Or
Two
drugs.
things you said.
Well, not very drugs, but no drugs. No, yeah, okay, we'll say that. But I will tell you something. No. I'll tell you this. That, and where I am right now, I mean, of course I've been through a lot of challenges, but then being in church, listening to him, looking at his life. So he faced a lot of challenges, a lot of people who played pivotal role, maybe in your life walked out, but nevertheless, you were able to weather the storm. I never heard of you came up and said, well, that's it and I done. I walking out.
And that's what I want to ask, because I know he would have also faced a lot of many adversities as well. Would you say that, like you said, that people or children learn what they see?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you looking at him, did you learn that from him, or is this something that is inherent in you as well?
But I will tell you something. This is something. This is something. Growing up with this, as they say, what a child learns in the crib will take him to his grave.
Right.
And I learned that as a child, in the crib, as they say, looking at your lifestyle, looking at my grandfather's lifestyle. They never borrowed money from people. I can go on and go on. The Allen, they are people that when you walk from San Fernando to Port of Spain, Chaguanas to Charleville, they will tell you. So this is what I know, that as I said, that no matter what I went through, his voice, whatever I saw, is how I live my life. You understand? And where I am today, despite all the challenges, I learned the word through him. You understand? I learned to understand life through him. And every day I am proud when I hear my father is a bishop, my father has his doctorate now, he's in this position, he's in that position. He makes me proud. You know why? Because, you see, it's a, as they say, it's a springboard. Where he came from, what his father taught him, it came to him. It came to Dana. It came to Landa. Then it came to me. And then it will go to Israel. Then it will go to Israel. It's a name. It is a name. And if it weren't for him, maybe we don't live together. I have moved on and in different things and whatnot. But nevertheless, as I say, I always tell people this, no matter what will happen between this man and myself, one phone call and we will all unite in one phone call. We might be miles away, we might be sometime in different countries. You understand? Dana is abroad, Landa just came back. You know, you out, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, it takes one phone call. So that is the level of unity that we have. And you know, and he's not only a father to us, but he's a father to people in the church. You understand? For many people I know who have lost fathers in the church, you have fulfilled, you have positioned yourself as a father figure. You might be the father of the nation, but nevertheless, you are the father of people who have lost their physical father, and they look up to you, and that is very important.
And that's what we offer for ourselves.
And that is very important because we're talking this day on Father's Day, and it's very, very important that we make that point because it's extremely important that you have a male or a male model in one's life. And I want to go to Leander. You know, Leander, you were born into the family when your father was already a pastor, a spiritual leader. What was your experience growing up as a pastor's kid? Did you feel like you were different from other kids, from other children?
I don't say that it was so tough at times, but with everyone looking at me and always say, your pastor's kid, how you doing things. But I think growing up, of course, you would be a little bit, my spirit just a bit. You know, my dad, when I talk about him, I usually get so emotional because I know that the role that he's played in my life is so pivotal. It's like he's everything to me, and he has never been harsh on me, harsh on my sister. You know, when we were growing up, like you have to be a specific way, a strict way. It was never like that. So in that case, it would have been easy for us growing up in spiritual groups. Because as I said, it's not a thing. I think we really was to find our way, and we did find our way. But I can safely say today that according to the Allen trait, which my brother would have touched on, and that Allen trait is that we have a reputation to live up to in the sense of integrity, honesty. It comes from way back to my grandfather being in the police service. And I mean, I look up to my dad as well for his integrity and his honesty. He doesn't even know that that is what I value. Like those qualities that he possesses is so much to me that is impacted on my life and the partner that I've chosen as well. Inspector Mice. I mean, I would have chosen
soon to be senior. So let's not forget that. Yeah.
I would have chosen him. He would have had a chance with me. Because
Maestro, I hope that you're
listening. Maestro, I hope, but still, yeah, I understand.
I mean, of course, he can't step in my dad's shoes, but he's very.
No, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Now, my son, we endorse him. And you know, out there, I would tell you something, and it's so true. And even much has been said about me, and nobody can ever say. They can say all kind of thing about me, but they could never say Ian Allen cut a card or is a racket man.
All right.
You understand? And even Landa, happy, you know, I mean, this is a treasured moment that we are here to hear. Dana is abroad. And just as Landa said, you know, she gives some problems, but nevertheless, you know, but she's a good girl.
But nevertheless, let her answer the question because we're going to return to you.
All right.
Return to you. So, would you say that your father, the way that what you've seen in your father, would you say that would have influenced you in choosing a partner?
Of course it has, of course.
In what way?
I would have valued when I look in someone, a partner, someone for long term, I would have looked at their integrity. They must be, I mean, most importantly, I don't want to be with someone and they're here on the outside, they're in scheme, they're in racket. Because, I mean, people will say a lot about my brother as well, but you wouldn't really hear to that extent that he involved in a racket. He cut a card. I mean, he has...
Make sure and correct that properly, yeah? Make sure and correct that properly, yeah?
You know what I mean? I'm proud. I look up to him so much because of where he's reached today. And he's not involved in scheme.
And he's fighting for the people
fighting for the people. So it's something.
against injustice.
But we came from that. Yeah, we came from that because our grandfather came from where he protect and serve.
Protect.
Yeah, you understand? He came. I mean,
And Dr. Allen, I think your father fought in sometime he fought
with the Black Power, he played a role in that. He played to defuse that. Am I right?
Yeah,
to defend the state.
defending Nelson Island.
Yeah, defended the island. So to an extent, he was here to defend the state and whatnot. And so it just goes to show Leander has now, well, she got married to a senior police officer. You are there, we are all trying our best. Dana is here to better. It's all about a better Trinidad and Tobago. But going back to fathers, I know you and I have our thing, but I nothing. But nevertheless, but what I'm saying with respect to even people coming to church, you would not know when somebody loses a father. There are a lot of people who have lost a father, that they have no one to really confide in. They have no one to say, well, I know a replacement dad. You understand? I might have my biological father, but I have a replacement father. And that's what you have become to so many people out there. And not only members of the church, but people outside there. You are replacement dad. Well, my father is not, having a wedding, and my father died, but I want you to come here where you have a function. I want you to be here. There are people who look up to you. And I must say that I am honored. I am happy that God put it together like this, that we are all here today, because to celebrate Father's Day. But you are the best father in the world. You understand? And I can say that I don't think that I am worthy to even, as they say, lace your shoes. You understand? I am not worthy because I see you. I see you as a figure who was, as Pontius Pilate said, I find no fault in you. I find no fault. You are the best father. You understand? And people who are out there right now, who are looking on, sometimes, look for that person. You might have a biological father, but look for that person. There are people like my father who are out there, and you must come to church by us because, you are the best and you're doing a good job. I'm not here sometimes, but nevertheless,
Well, suddenly I feel like I'm on Crime Watch because,
I take over the show.
I feel like I've taken over the show. But,
No, I'm not taking it over. I'm not taking it over.
This is
No.
But anyway, our director is telling us that, and I cannot believe, because we only have about 3 minutes, and I cannot believe that time is up because we haven't even begun to touch the topics that we wanted to really discuss. But to sum it up, Leander, if you were to describe the type of relationship that you have with your dad, what is one word that you would describe it as?
I would have to say,
Just talk from your heart.
Time.
But time is going.
You want my son to be like your daddy? Okay.
Ian, what is one word?
One word to describe him, to describe my father, my relationship. And, as I said, there are challenges, yeah?
Yeah.
And sometimes we all get emotional and we all have attitude. You understand? We all have attitudes. We all have attitude. But nevertheless, you are awesome. You're awesome, and you're a great man. And you, a true father leaves a legacy behind. You will leave a legacy in this country that your name will live on. You understand?
I don't plan on
I
leaving,
aspire, but you're not gonna leave. You're not gonna leave. But you are a true leader, a true man of God, and you are a great father.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Make sure and sign everything over in my name now.
All right.
I can't just say one word, but I have to tell my dad, Daddy, thank you for everything you've been here from day one since I was born, and never ever left my side. You've been that pillar of strength throughout and continue to be, and I hope that you will be forever.
All right, well, you've heard it, and maybe we can continue the program, not so much in terms of, of fathers, but in terms of being a male role model and how that is important in every individual's life. So we've come to the end of the program. I want to say, Ian, thank you so much for joining us in New Systems for Living, and Leander, thank you so much. Dr. Allen, I know that you had to sit back on the show today, It was, maybe you needed to hear how people feel about you, and I know that this is just a percent of the way that people feel about you. But we want to say thank you so much for joining us on New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen. Join us again next week, same time, same station, as we take you through another segment of New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen. I'm Deborah Joy saying God bless you and God bless Trinidad and Tobago.
All right.
Hi, my name is Janet, and I'd like to invite you to tune in on New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen on CNC3, June 11th at 4 a.m. as we continue the conversations on Girls Gone Wild.
Greetings, Trinidad and Tobago. I am Janice Adesha Francis, inviting you to tune in on CNC3 on June 11th for New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen at 4 a.m. Violence amongst our young women has indeed become a problem, but let's instead focus on some solutions. To create a nation worth celebrating, let's adopt some new systems for living.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Allen on New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen. I'm encouraging you to join me on CNC3 at 4 a.m. in the morning for a very special program, Girls Gone Wild. We know this nation, we've been facing a lot of problems with young girls and violence in school and so forth. We've decided to come forth and do a special program on beauty, on girls, on women, especially to address that problem. We would want you to join us. We want you to join us on that program. And probably you could glean some amazing truths, some nuggets. We have a lot of people coming out here to do this program. Listen to this program. This can be a program that can change what is taking place in our nation. That's what we're about, bringing transformation to TNT and making TNT a better place for you and your children and your grandchildren and the generations to come, making TNT the best place to live in the world. God bless you. Join me on CNC3, 4 a.m. New Systems for Living with Dr. Dave Allen. Girls Gone Wild.